age of 22. I had been to a girls' school. I married Thomas McDonald, who was age 30, and he became the manager of the Ajax mine, which then later became this strip mine, the Cripple Creek Victor mine. Now when I arrived in Cripple Creek, and think about this, I came from a girls' school. Cripple Creek was a wild city. People were coming in by the hundreds. And there was liquor stores on every corner, there were gambling casinos, there were saloons. Well, we did have restaurants. We had a furniture store, we had hardware store, and the things that people need. But one of the biggest things and the biggest surprises to me, and I know you've heard some talks around here in the cemetery, I was shocked about Meyer Street. Do you know that there were young ladies over there selling sex on that street? Can you imagine coming out of a girls' school? Oh my. Well, Thomas was a good provider. He bought me a little house and we settled down to living. In 1894, now remember he's a mine manager, 1894, the miners became quite upset with their pay and their hours. You know, they only made $3 a day and they worked 10 to 12 hours for that $3. Therefore, other people were making money. Of course, the mine owners were making big money. Other people were making money with the railroad that came into Cripple Creek, the trolley car line, and restaurants and all the things that were around town. The miners weren't producing and getting as much money as the rest of the people. So they had a demonstration, and this occurred in 1894. People were fighting and getting hurt, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an example in just a moment. Let me speak to my husband before he leaves for the mine. Thomas, would you come and talk to me for just a moment before you leave to go to the mine? Oh, thank you, dear. I'm all dressed to go to church this morning. I'm meeting with some ladies, and then this afternoon, the ladies are coming to our house and we're going to do china painting and other kinds of paintings as well. I'll be the teacher. Well, that's not what I was going to talk to you about, Thomas. There's a rumor. They said you got in a fight at the mine. They said you decked the old boy and laid him out on the ground. Now, Thomas, these people aren't like Irish. You know, Irish, they drink a little beer, they have a little confrontation, they go out in the street, they have a little fist fight, and the loser always has to buy the beer. And then you drink a little more and you sing some songs and you come home singing, "Oh my darling, oh my darling." You had a good time. Miners aren't like that. When they get in a fight, they're serious. They bring in picks and shovels and they threaten your life. Thomas, please be careful. Oh, I know you're going to be late to go to the mine. Here's your lunchbox. And I'll see you tonight. Yes, I'll have dinner ready. Oh, I know it's a long day. 12 hours is a very long day. But I'll be ready for you when you get home. All right, bye, dear. Thomas, I love you. Thomas wasn't the one that was killed. A couple of years later, his brother was killed in an accident. We don't have all the details. And his wife, she disappeared. We don't know where she went. They left 4 children under the age of 10. Now, Thomas and I took those 4 children. They became our children. There were 3 girls and a boy. We tried to raise them here in Cripple Creek, but I decided that Cripple Creek wasn't really safe for young ladies. And besides, in the 1900s, there was another big miner uprising, and they have a right to be upset. Their pay wasn't that good, and they worked such long hours. But the governor of Colorado sent in the militia, and the militia had a big fight with the miners, and guess what? 200 people were either killed or hurt. convinced Thomas that this was not a place to raise children. So we decided to leave Cripple Creek. We went to Park County first. That didn't work out. Then we went to Pueblo. You know, Pueblo had a college. The 3 girls became teachers. The young man grew up in Cripple Creek and he became a businessman and he was quite successful. And he was the one that donated hand-painted china to our district museum from Minnie McDonald of that time period. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened to Thomas and Minnie. They settled down in a little farming community and they lived into their 80s. Can you imagine? They were on the 1940 census for Pueblo. Now, they were very happy there, and I can see why, because Cripple Creek did have a lot of things that happened to it, and I hope you'll take the opportunity to visit our district museum. You can find out about the ladies on the 3rd floor. You can find out all about miners. You can even find out about the different fires that we had in Cripple Creek in the 1900s. Well, actually it was the 1800s, but they rebuilt right away. I hope you enjoyed your tour today, and I hope to see you again.